keep ourselves, our family, and our loved ones away from drugs.
Wake up call for those who are indulged in drugs. Despite widespread concern regarding the teenage drug use, there has been a little effort to establish what long-term consequences arise from such use and whether these adverse outcomes may be mitigated by a supportive social network. Hello everybody, it's me Shees, your MC for today. And I've got some students with me, Kurat, Abiha and Naila. I'm going to ask them some questions related to the menace drug addiction. I've got Naila, Abiha and Kurat with me and I'm going to ask them some questions related to the menace drug abuse. My first question goes to Abiha. Abiha, what is the impact of drug addiction on teenagers?
What's addiction? Really? It's a sign, a signal, a symptom of distress. It's a language that tells you about a pillar that must be understood. The impact of drug addiction on teenagers is profound and multifaceted, affecting nearly all aspects of their lives and development. Teens who experiment with drugs and other substances put their health and safety at risk. Addiction is an adaptation. It's not you, it's the cage you live in.
My next question goes to Kurat. Kurat, why is adolescence a critical time for preventing drug addiction?
Yeah, exactly. Adolescence is a critical time for preventing drug addiction because the brain is still developing. Using drugs at this age has more potential to disrupt brain functions in areas critical to motivation, memory, learning, judgment, and behavior control.
The next question goes to Naila. Naila, should you think that educational institutions can play a better role to eradicate the menace?
Yes, educational institutions can play a better role to eradicate the menace. It can be defined as educational programs, policies, procedures, and other experiences that contribute to broader health goals and preventing drug use and abuse.
Now it's my turn to ask question to Shees. Shees, tell me, who is responsible for drug addiction? Is it parents or government?
Well, I cannot say that it's parents or government. I cannot blame any of them because adolescence is the time, or I can say adolescence is the period when the brain is developing, and at the time we are not able to control ourselves. So it's better that if our parents try to guide us on the right track and put us where we have to, like for example, if we are going for a goal, we are not getting the good counseling at our home, or our parents never take care where we are going and they just never look after that. So I may blame parents a bit there because parents have a big influence on their children, and government must also organize some events and all that so that we get to know more about drugs and teach your child to say no to drugs. How children are drifted away from their parents?
Most often, children drift away from their parents not because they have chosen to, but because their parents have inadvertently allowed them to. There is a mistaken mindset that once a child becomes a teenager, we have to give them space and allow them to become their own person.
Abiha, tell me, has drug led to mental health disorders?
Yeah, definitely. In the wink of an eye, it severely harms a teenager's physical development and mental health. It surely is linked to mental health disorders, not only in teens but to adults as well. Yeah. It causes depression, anxiety, and psychosis. It compounds the existing mental health issues or becomes instrumental in developing new ones. Trust me, drugs are a waste of time. They destroy your memory and your self-respect and everything that goes along with your self-esteem.
Naila, tell me, what is the percentage of male and female involved in drugs, and what would you suggest them?
In a startling revolution of 2023, it had confirmed that 6.4% of women and 11.5% of men are involved in drugs. And I would suggest all the drug addicts that if they're in mental health problems, such as depression and anxiety, are more likely to become addicted to drugs. Seek immediate treatment from a mental health qualified and professional if you have any sign or symptoms of mental health problems.
Kurat, can you tell me how to overcome drug abuse?
Overcoming drug abuse can be really harsh battle, but it is definitely possible. It can be done into few steps. First, seek help from your friends, family, and professionals. Educate yourself about the ill effects of drugs. Develop the healthy way of coping mechanism and find other alternative activities to replace drug use. Shees, I would like to ask you one question. Do we really lack career counseling? Therefore, we witness the widespread of drug addiction?
As being a teenager, I'd say that we definitely lack career counseling. At the time we need to be counseled or guided, we are not being. For example, if we are going to a coaching center from the standard of 8 to 12, there we may encounter bad company or someone who is involved in drugs, and we do not know what actually drugs are, and then they tell us that they are good things and all that. Then we are being forced to do drugs. But if we were guided at the time, like before 8th standard, we know that what drugs are, and they really are a menace for us. They just and destroy the mental health and cause anxiety and depression to all the students. So we would definitely say no. So I would say that yes, we definitely lack career counseling. That's why we witness all this. Abiha, can you please mention what are the measures that government should take to curb this menace?
Every verdict is difficult. Essence is always difficult. Dissent is easy and often slippery. Everyone of this opinion that government needs to take holistic measures to curb the menace of drug addiction. So strict action from a police excise and narcotics department is the need of hour to curb the problems of the drug menace in the country. In the school curriculum, government should include chapters on drug addiction, its impacts, and also on the addiction.
Naila, can you tell me where are we lacking in stopping drug addiction?
First thing I would say is parental education. Because parental education is very important for their child so that they can differentiate between right and wrong and also stay away from drugs. And second thing I would say is counseling, because counseling is very important for a person, especially drug addictor. It can help those who are addicted to drugs in a number of ways, like new perspectives, coping strategies, sport, relapse prevention, advice on creating, repairing relationships, and many more.
In closing, the fight against drug addiction is not just a battle that's waged in the halls of hospitals or the corridors of power, but it's a struggle that begins in the hearts of our communities, our homes, and within ourselves. Let us carry forward the message of hope, sport, and resilience. Together, we can forge a future where the shadow of drug addiction is lifted by the light of understanding and compassion. Thank you so much.
We pledge that we will keep ourselves, our family, and our loved ones away from drugs and enjoy a hale and hearty life.
This is the message that we are providing you on behalf of Next Gen English Classes Ganderbal. Thank you.